It is time to lock in because I am reading the Twilight series for the first time ever. Get in! If you guys watched my video last week, you saw that I bought the special editions, the 20th anniversary special editions at Barnes & Noble, and they're stunning, and today we're getting started. I will be taking a brief intermission with this series after I finish Twilight to read Ali Hazelwood's new book, so this video is just going to be me reading Twilight. Ali Hazelwood's new book comes out in a couple of days, so after this is done, I'll be reading that and then we'll bounce back into the series so long as I like this, which hopefully I like this because I have all of the books. I have seen the Twilight movies before. I watched all of the movies over 10 years ago, and then since then I have seen the first movie over and over and over again. I don't really know what goes on in the movies after that one though, so I'm pretty much going into the series blind other than this book. Like, I don't know what happens in these. I'm hoping I'm gonna be Team Edward because after watching the movies 10 years ago, I was Team Edward, and then after rewatching like the first movie, Twilight, over and over again, I've always kind of been Team Edward. I do love me some Edward. I love the skin of a killer. I do, I can't lie. I am gonna be buddy reading this with Sarah over the next few days. We're just gonna be like texting back and forth our thoughts on the book, and I'm really excited to do that. I love buddy reading with a friend, so that will also like add to the joy of reading this for the first time. She's also reading them for the first time, so she might have some videos coming out for it. I'm actually not sure, but I will put info on the screen if she is gonna be coming out with videos, so you can go check those out as well. Love Sarah. Pretty much all of you who are clicking on this video know what Twilight is. You know about Twilight. Everybody knows about Twilight. I am going to read the summary regardless because I've never read the summary of the book before. I'd never given much thought to how I would die, though I'd had reason enough in the last few months, but even if I had, I would not have imagined it like this. Surely it was a good way to die, in the place of someone else, someone I loved, noble even. That ought to count for something. Now, what do you mean by that? When Isabella Swan moves to the gloomy town of Forks, and meets the mysterious, alluring Edward Cullen, her life takes a thrilling and terrifying turn. With his porcelain skin, golden eyes, mesmerizing voice, and supernatural gifts, Edward is both irresistible and impenetrable. Up until now, he has managed to keep his true identity hidden, but Bella is determined to uncover his dark secret. He's a vampire! What Bella doesn't realize is the closer she gets to him, the more she is putting herself and those around her at risk, and it might be too late to turn back. Deeply seductive and extraordinarily suspenseful, this iconic love story has enthralled generations of readers. Please enthrall me too. Please, please, please. Let's get started. Before we continue with today's video, I do want to quickly thank today's sponsor, which is Skims. I have 3 bras from the Fits Everybody collection and I really love them. My favorite this month has actually been the Fits Everybody Scoop Bralette in Cacao. I just recently started to wear this one every single day. Previously, my favorite bra was the Fits Everybody Plunge Bra, and I still love that one. Still love it. But the Scoop Bralette currently has my heart. I wear it to work, I wear it around the house, I wear it to take Finn for a walk, I wear it to run errands. The thing that I love about Skims bras is how buttery soft the fabric is. All their bras are stretchy and move with you, and they do not dig into your skin. They hold everything in. So there's that stretch, but it's also keeping it all in, and I don't have a lot to keep in. It's keeping what I do have held in. I also have the Fits Everybody Triangle Bralette in Onyx, and like I said, the Fits Everybody Plunge Bra in Clay. Skims offers over 40 cup sizes and intimates in sizes from extra, extra small to 4X. And all of their bras and intimates are built for real life comfort. You guys can shop some of my favorite bras at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know that I sent you. You can select YouTube in the survey and then be sure to select my name in the drop down menu that follows. Thank you Skims for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back into it. About 3 things I was absolutely positive. First, Edward was a vampire. Second, there was a part of him, and I didn't know how potent that part might be, that thirsted for my blood. And third, I was unconditionally, irrevocably in love with him. I need to mark this. I need to mark this. Where's my pen? She's marked, and I'm on chapter 10. I am actually really enjoying this. I just felt like I wasn't gonna be able to binge read it, but I am. It's actually really good. Oh my god, who knew? Who knew this book is actually really, really good? And so far it's very accurate and parallel to the movie, except, this is the only thing that I've really noticed, except it seems like Bella and, I nearly said Taylor. It seems like in the book, Bella and Jacob aren't as familiar with each other as it's portrayed in the movie. If I remember correctly, in the movie, there's that scene with the orange truck when she is buying or getting the orange truck from Jacob's dad. There's that scene in the movie and she seems very familiar with him. Like, she remembers him, they hug, how you been. In the book, she runs into him when she goes to the beach with all of her friends from school. And she's like, oh wait, my dad knows your dad. And then they kind of kiki for a little bit and then they're familiar with each other. And she like faintly remembers him from childhood, but it's not seeming as familiar. Do I need to explain the plot of Twilight for people who don't know what Twilight is? I feel like everybody knows what Twilight is, but not everybody kind of knows the plot. So far, Bella, our main character, moves back to Forks, Washington to live with her dad. She'd been living in Phoenix, Arizona. She moves back. I feel so silly explaining this because I feel like everybody knows about this book series because it is literally like the most popular book series ever, but I'm still gonna keep explaining. Anyways, Bella moves back to Forks to live with Charlie. I know I'm like older because when I watched Twilight a couple months ago, I was like, oh, Charlie's fine. And I did not give him the recognition he deserved when I was a kid watching Twilight for the first time. Bella, back to Forks. The best place on earth. It rains a lot, it really does, but as someone who loves more depressing weather, like I have reverse seasonal depression, so I get really sad and feel really empty and feel really just bleh when it's too sunny and hot. I love gloomy weather. I love rainy weather. I love doom and despair looking weather. So I think I could personally maybe thrive there. She's moving from Phoenix, which is super sunny, so it's very much a transition. And she, from the beginning of the book, is kind of complaining about the rain and the snow and the weather there. Something that Bella does from the very beginning of the book is acknowledge her paleness and how she is not like other girls. Her brain does not work like other people, and she explains over and over again how she just kind of feels this lack of connection with other people because she just doesn't think her head works the same way as everybody else's. She's never really felt understood. I kind of just understand her. Like, I get it. Your brain works a little bit differently than everybody else's, but you just want your brain to be understood, Bella. And you're also pale. I can relate to that too. Edward, call me. What else did I put in my notes at? Oh, I personally love the discussion of her paleness and it being like a huge, not a huge focus in the books, but she's pale throughout this entire series. I love that as someone who is embracing my paleness, and I have been for the past probably 4 years. I hide from the sun at this stage in my life. Even when I was in Mexico, I was hiding from the sun. This past weekend when I was at the lake for my friend's bachelorette party, I was hiding under a towel the entire weekend because I fear the sun, and I don't think Bella fears the sun, but she's pale and she's making it work. I'm pale and I'm also making it work. Oh, and then I wrote the car scene and I put this little sticker underneath it. When I got to this scene,
for me, boy. Yeah. 17:30. I'm like, hey, what's up? Hello. Since you're pretty. As soon as you came in the door, I just wanna chill.
Reading this 100 times better than watching it in the theaters. 100 times. Let me just flip back through the pages. Let me just flip back. Headlights suddenly flew around the corner, the car almost hitting the stocky one, forcing him to jump back toward the sidewalk. I dove into the road. This car was going to stop or have to hit me. Bella was also preparing in the scene to fight, and I don't know if I quite remember her preparing to like kick someone in the balls and beat the shit out of somebody. Not that she could beat the shit out of anybody, but I don't know if watching the movie I recognized that she was preparing herself to stand up for herself and fight. In the book, she was like ready to go. But the silver car unexpectedly fishtailed around, skidding to a stop with the passenger door open just a few feet from me. Get in! Get in! A furious voice commanded. It was amazing how instantaneously the choking fear vanished. Amazing how suddenly the feeling of security washed over me. Even before I was off the street, as soon as I heard his voice, I jumped into the seat, slamming the door shut behind me. Put your seatbelt on, he commanded. Okay, safety. Okay, car safety. I love Edward! I love Edward! I think I'm gonna be Team Edward. And I did post a little tiki-talkie where I was like, hey guys, I'm reading Twilight for the first time. Think I'm gonna be Team Edward. And people said that in the books, like further, I don't know, not necessarily in this book, but I feel like most people start to turn towards Team Jacob when they watch the second movie. That could be completely incorrect. That's just what I'm thinking right now. Apparently in the books, it is always leaning Team Edward. Dude, why is this so good? Oh my gosh, I forgot. Sarah texted me this morning and said, have you gotten to page 219 yet? I'm on page 160, chapter 10. What happens on page 219? Oh wait, before I keep reading, let me continue what I was telling you about the book and the summary. Bella moves to Forks and she starts going to the high school at Forks, you know, because education. And at this school, there is this family that is described as being very, very beautiful. They all have porcelain skin, and there's this one baddie named Edward. And they're all a little weird and quirky, and they were all adopted by Carlisle, and Carlisle is this young surgeon in this small town who is stunning. He's stunning. I can't wait to see more. Actually, I haven't even seen any of him. I can't wait to see him because I think I'm also gonna fall in love with him because he was a hottie in the movie. I can't lie. And I just know he's probably gonna be better in the book. Anyways, Carlisle adopted all of these kids, and they're kind of outcast at this school. Even though they're so beautiful and stunning, they don't really associate with everybody else. And Edward, the moment he interacts with Bella, he has a problem with her. I think the problem is because he wants to, you know, drink her blood, like she said. Based off of Georgia reading Midnight Sun, the book from Edward's point of view, she kept telling me that Edward wanted to kill her. He was obsessed with Bella's blood. Like he just wanted to, he couldn't control himself around her. His entire family is also vegetarians. They only get blood from animals. As Edward describes it, it's like only eating tofu. Which, no hate to the vegans. No hate to the vegans, no hate to the vegetarians. I personally could not do that. Edward is just obsessed with her because of her blood, but then I think he kind of gets over that at least a little bit, and he is just, you know, honed in on her, obsessed. And she is, you know, irrevocably in love with him already. Page 159. That was really, really quickly for her to fall in love, but it didn't feel too quick. Like I read that and I wasn't like, girl, please be for real. I mean, she's in high school. And if this hottie was also sitting across the way in my high school, I would probably irrevocably be in love. I do also feel like I'm hating Jessica more in the book than her character in the movie. I kind of just want to punch her in the face. I just don't feel like she has Bella's back. Whereas in the first movie, at least, I felt like she actually liked Bella and liked being around Bella. Whereas reading the book, it just feels very stereotypical small high school where you're just friends because there's really no one else. And it just doesn't seem like she really likes Bella. Outside the door to our Spanish class, leaning against the wall, looking more like a Greek god than anyone had a right to, Edward was waiting for me. Jessica took one look, rolled her eyes, and departed. The further I'm getting into this, the more I'm like, wow, the casting for this movie, insane. I wish I was a fangirl in whenever this came out. I know this book came out in what, 2005? Whenever the movie started coming out, God, I wish I was there. I wish I was there for the premieres. I just missed the mark by a few years. All of my cousins that were older than me went to the premiere, and then I was a year or two younger than most of them, and so I was not, they went without me. I just missed the mark. But I wish I could have seen these in theaters and like had to wait, you know, the next year. I just love being a fangirl, you know? I love being a fangirl, and I love being a fangirl in real time. How fun. And if you were there when these books were coming out and when these movies were coming out, let me know. Let me know what you were thinking. Let me know what the vibes were. Were you and your girlies just freaking the fuck out? What were the vibes? Fill me in. They're sitting at lunch together, and Edward is saying, something you said to Jessica, well, it bothers me. And she responded to him, I'm not surprised you heard something you didn't like. You know what they say about eavesdroppers. That's so snarky and such a good response. And I underlined it, and I just like, I want to give Bella a pat on the back. I want to be like, you know, dab her up and be like, yeah, hell yeah. I don't remember feeling that way about some of her responses in the movie. She's given a little bit more snarky, a little bit more backbone in the book so far, and I'm loving it. Okay, so Edward is already contemplating leaving because he's scared he's gonna hurt her. You know, the obsession with her blood and whatnot. I really thought he had it under control there for a second, and I didn't think he was already contemplating leaving, but no, he is. He just said, if leaving is the right thing to do, then I'll hurt myself to keep from hurting you, to keep you safe. Doesn't he leave in the next book? Is it New Moon? Doesn't he like leave and she spends a lot of time with Jacob? And then didn't she get on a motorcycle or something? That's like all I remember. Anyways, he's already contemplating like getting the hell out of Dodge so that he doesn't kill her. Yikes. Yikes. He also can't read her mind like he can read others. You know, is that why he's obsessed with her? As if you could outrun me! As if you could fight me off! Oh, he said that gently. Sorry. As if you could fight me off. Don't be afraid. Oh. Oh, please forgive me. I can control myself. You caught me off guard. But I'm on my best behavior now. Good boy! I wonder if that's what Sarah was talking about, because in my book, that's on page 216. This is addicting. You know how everyone enjoys different flavors? He began. Some people love chocolate ice cream. Others prefer strawberry. Sorry about the food analogy. I couldn't think of another way to explain. That's how he feels about her. Everybody loves all these different types of ice creams, but he likes Bella flavor. I can't wait to read Midnight Sun. To just like hear his despair and struggle. Yes, you are exactly my brand of heroine. Oh, they're talking about Jasper. My man, my man, my man.
This is your man.
Yes,
Look at the screen.
that's mine.
I really do like Jasper. Jasper is one of the newly adopted kids under Carlisle, and he hasn't quite adapted to being, I guess, a vegetarian. I don't remember Jasper's full backstory, but right here he's saying, to Jasper, every one of you is much the same. He's the most recent to join our family. It's a struggle for him to abstain at all. He hasn't had time to grow sensitive to the differences in smell and flavor. Jasper really struggles around humans. He's getting there, but he really struggles. I think that's exactly what Sarah was talking about. I'm gonna send her a meme. Let me see if I can find a meme where it's as if you can outrun me. I love buddy reading. I love buddy reading. As if you could outrun me. I'm gonna send her this. He has Lightning McQueen Crocs on. Guys, I kept scrolling on Pinterest to see if I would come across anything else that's funny, and I came across this Who did this? Them kissing at the top, it feels like a fever dream. Like, what is happening here? Why are they hugging? And is Charlie pregnant? What's happening? Something that I like about the vampires in this book is occasionally they come across their flavor of ice cream. This is the first time it's happened to Edward, and Edward spoke to Emmett if he had had this happen before. And apparently it had happened a couple of times to Emmett, and Bella was like, what happened to those people? And Edward was like, she was like, okay, cool, so I know my answer. But Edward's saying it's different. It's different. He's basically saying, you're not like other girls. You're not, I know you. I know you. So I won't let that happen. I don't think I knew or paid enough attention to the Twilight movie to recognize that Bella is his flavor and it is rare. I knew he like wanted to kill. I just thought it was because he was a vampire. I wasn't paying that much attention. Good morning, guys. I'm outside of my nail place right now. I'm going to get my gel touched up. I'm just going in for a fill and then we're going to change the color. A couple weeks ago I showed you guys I got my first kind of set of fall nails. I did a little spider web on this finger on both hands. And today I was thinking about doing a detailed Twilight version of nails, but I have yet to find which nail girl in here does the detailed nails. I need to ask because there's so many beautiful detailed pictures on this nail place's Instagram. So I know someone in here can do some great detailed nails, but I need to ask who does them so I can specifically book with that person. So not doing any intricate designs today because I saw some of these on Pinterest, like Twilight wise, and I was like, wait, why are these so freaking fun? I'm just gonna do a deep red. I brought my Kindle, so I'm gonna read Twilight on my Kindle because it is available on Kindle Unlimited during my appointment. I'm on chapter 17. We did such a dark red, they're leaning brown. But when she painted the first coat, I was like, ooh. And then we did the second coat and I was like, oh, it's like actually kind of brown. It's actually like leaning brown, but when the light hits it, I swear it's more red. I swear. Got to the baseball scene in the book. When the wind blows and then Bella's like scent gets carried to those other vampires that come in to be like, oh, you're playing baseball, can we join? And they're like, we're almost done with our game, maybe later. Also Carlisle, including Bella and his family, he's like, this is my family, and he says everybody's name and he says Bella's name. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, but then Bella kind of, well, it wasn't Bella's fault. It was the wind's fault. The wind blowing her scent. And then this, like when everybody's like crouching, I was like, ah! I was literally reading and I was like, so good. So good. I've been really good about limiting my screen time on TikTok. AKA I post occasionally throughout the week. I scroll, but I delete the app. I delete the app a lot. Me and TikTok, I'll be deleting, re-downloading, and it's good for me. It works for me so I don't just mindlessly scroll. Yeah, I did just fall down an hour-long rabbit hole of mindlessly scrolling because I came across TikTok fan edits and they're really good. And guys, they're really good. Twilight. I think I said TikTok fan edits. I meant Twilight fan edits. Ah! No, guys, my entire save folder is literally just Twilight edits. Here's a Carlisle one. Everything about this experience is just making me want to hoot and holler. Where did I end you guys off on last? Oh, I told you the wind blew. The wind blew and these three bitches who showed up at the end of the baseball game got a whiff of Bella. And then, you know, that scene popped up. And then James, he's a bitch. He's dead. I only have the epilogue left of the book. So I got to the crazy conflict towards the end. That was all because of James, because James then has his heart set on Bella and he starts to hunt Bella. And the Cullens, God bless them. God bless them. They all do everything that they can to protect Bella. But then Bella kind of runs off to go meet James because she thinks or is under the impression that James has her mother. And James is like, get away from the Cullens. And so she gets away from the Cullens and she goes to meet him at this ballet studio near her mom's home in Phoenix. And it is so dramatic. It is so dramatic. He's like beating the shit out of her. But then the Cullens somehow make it there and save the day. And something that I did not realize, this is how this whole video has been. I feel like I've been continually saying something I didn't realize because truly, in the movie this probably happened as well, but in the book, Bella is bit by James and so his vampire venom is put into her. So he doesn't just beat the shit out of her, he also bites her too. And she's like, my hand is on fire, my hand is on fire. And that's because she was bit by a vampire. To get the venom out, Edward has to suck it out. But Edward is scared to drink her blood or get any of her blood in his mouth because he thinks he's gonna kill her. So they're like, Edward, you have to do it. Edward, you have to do it. While Carlisle is trying to take care of her other wounds. And so Edward has to suck the venom out, and Edward is a good boy and he does a good job and he doesn't kill her. He saves her. They have to make up a lie to Bella's family because of all of these injuries, and they say that she fell downstairs and then through a window. And I am just thinking about what Charlie is thinking about all this. If I was Charlie, I would 100% think my daughter was a victim of domestic violence. Like, what do you... Bella's clumsy. But what do you mean she fell down a couple of flights of stairs and through a window? What do you mean? And what do you mean all of this started happening and she started going a little bit like cuckoo when this pale ass man popped into her life? And I just know it's gonna get worse throughout the rest of these books. And I'm just gonna keep thinking like, damn, what's Charlie thinking about all this? Like, this is a horror movie for Charlie. We need a Charlie's POV. We have Midnight Sun. I need a book from Charlie's POV where he's just like, what the is going on? Okay, let me read the epilogue. Jacob is there at the dance. We haven't seen really anything of Jacob in this book. Probably 2 scenes so far. This is the 3rd. Hey Bella, I was hoping you would be here. He cuts in to dance with Bella. He's 6'2" now. I heard from a little birdie that Jacob is 6'7", either a new moon or eclipse. Like he hits another growth spurt and he's 6'7". Why did Billy pay you to come here? Well, this is so stupid. I'm sorry, Bella. He wants you to break up with your boyfriend. He asked me to tell you, please. He thinks Edward has something to do with me getting hurt. I mean, kinda. Kinda. Okay, and now he's gone. Now he's gone. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. The main points that I gathered from reading this, Bella's actually a baddie in the book. Less like quirky, weird. She's still quirky and weird, but she definitely has a lot more of a backbone in the book, and I like book Bella a lot more than I like movie Bella. And I still like movie Bella. She's still great. But book Bella, she a baddie. I do also like how Jacob is just kind of there because I want to be Team Edward. I guess Jacob might be making a bigger appearance in books to come. I don't even think Jacob really knows he's a wolf yet. That is it for this Twilight reading vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will have more reading vlogs for this book series to come. Like I said, I'm gonna take a little break and read Allie Hazelwood's new book, and then I'll come back and start New Moon. Should I start New Moon or should I go straight into Midnight Sun? Because isn't Midnight Sun just Twilight from Edward's point of view, or should I wait till the entire series is done and like continue to go in publication order? What do you think I should do? I don't care either way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.